I wanted to ask you a little bit, we had Evan Blazins out here earlier, and I know the power play kind of has multiple quarterbacks, but when you look at his role on the power play, what is it maybe, and what does he do very well within that role?
Well, I think as the guy up top, you have to be able to read the situation, and he does a really good job of that. Moving it to the sides when he needs to, and also pounding it when it's open. And I think just the way that he can shoot it, it helps a lot because it backs teams off a little bit. They have to worry a little bit more about the shot from up top, and then that opens things up on the flanks and down low. So obviously he stepped in last year and did a great job, and we look to build on that this year.
There's a lot of talent that he has to kind of, I guess, feed or support, and he seems to be able to do that and keep everybody, I guess, happy and involved when it comes, like yourself and Zach and Leon and Connor.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got a lot of talent himself too, so he can make the right play, and but I mean we're hard on each other in the fact that we want to do the right things, and we want to take advantage of these opportunities, and we know how important the power play can be, and penalty kill same thing, but we know the power play can be a difference maker, so we keep each other honest, but he's done a great job, and I'm sure he's just going to keep getting better at it.
He says he still thinks about that shot that rang off the goalpost in Game 7. Do you guys still think about that shot?
We try not to. You can't. Things happen. If it was just a normal game, I'm sure you don't think too much of it. Obviously, stakes are a little different. But you try not to dwell on things like that. There's a few other opportunities to tie the game that didn't happen. So, I mean, I don't think he'll be taking that into this year. But, of course, you look back at that game, and you can't dwell too much, but obviously kind of hard not to.
You've had some long summers here, but what was it like having a really short summer and getting back at it and after what happened last season?
It's a lot better. Yeah. Early in my career, those long summers, they started getting old. It's fun when you're a young kid, and I don't want that anymore at this point of the career. And obviously, you have a short summer like that. I think obviously the playoffs went a little longer, a little later than usual too, but that's what we want. We want it every year.
As a guy that's been around here for a little while, has been through thick and thin with the organization, there's been a few coaches, GMs that have come through during your time, different types of camps obviously. What's this one like with Chris running it for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, first 2 days of skates have been really good. I mean, nothing we're going to be exhausted going into game one here, but good information. We look at video, work on a few things, take a few things from video, put it onto the ice, but find a work aspect out of it too. So, and then obviously throwing in the battle drills and stuff to kind of get us back up to speed and make sure that we're physically ready. So it's been good so far, and we'll keep pushing. We got a couple more weeks, a few more weeks before it gets going.
So when the power play is going as good as it is, are you watching the other team to see if they're taking something away, or do you react to what they're doing in game and say, okay, that part of the game's not there because they obviously scouted it and they're taking that?
Yeah, well, we take a look before every game at the tendencies of the other team's penalty kill and try to find a play or two just to have in our mind. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it usually is just we go out there and we see what's open and try to play off that. I think where we're at our best is just reading situations, and even off broken plays, I think if we can break them down with a shot and make a play off of that where they're starting to scramble a little bit, I think that's when we get a lot of great opportunities.
So as you went further along in the playoffs, did, say, Florida's penalty kill, was it different than Dallas's penalty kill? Or?
Yeah, well, I think each PK is a little bit different, a little bit unique. I think, obviously, it's harder to find those goals later in the playoffs just because teams are so sharp. I mean, they've had over 100 games to tighten it up, and then obviously they got to that point for a reason, so they're good at it, and they know how important it is not to give any up. So it's a little bit more desperation at that point, and I thought our PK did a great job on the other side of things. But yeah, it's harder to score. You're going to get less opportunities because teams aren't taking as many penalties. So if you do get an opportunity, it's important to put it in.
So have you got any new horses that we should know about?
No new ones. No new ones. No, not this year. No, not right now.
How many preseason games do you feel comfortable playing, and getting ready for the season?
I guess depends, but I mean, 3 or 4. I feel like that's kind of the sweet spot and get going. I think we have 8 or something like that, and so you don't need to play all of them, but you want to get a few to. You can scrimmage and play 5-on-5 and practice, but obviously there's another level that when you're playing against another team, it ramps up a little bit. So you want to get the timing down a little bit. So I mean, play a few games and you should be good to go.